Hello guys, good morning. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, the SPC Tutorials. My name is Dr. Joseph. In today's video, I shall be taking up the topic called tissues in PV 122. The tissues we are referring to here is not of toilet tissues. Now, you know tissues are made up of specialized cells to perform a similar function. Now, there are two types of tissues. Now, we have the meristematic tissues, and we have the permanent tissue. Now, these are the two types of tissues on the broad note: meristematic tissue and what permanent tissue. Now, let us discuss the meristematic tissues. Now, meristematic tissues are made up of what? Dividing cells. They are made up of what? Dividing cells that undergo what? Mitosis. Now, the cells in meristematic tissue are dividing, they undergo what? Mitosis. And secondly, they have large nucleus. And secondly, they have small non-centralized vacuole. That is, the vacuole that they have is not at the middle, non-centralized. And three, it's made up of dividing cells, undifferentiated cells. They are what? Undifferentiated. And which one again? They have dense cytoplasm. So these are the features of what? Meristematic tissue. They are made up of dividing cells that undergo what? Mitosis. They have what? Large nucleus. They have small non-centralized what? Vacuole. They have undifferentiated what? Undifferentiated. Your Excellencies. And again, they have what? Dense cytoplasm. The cytoplasm they possess is what? Very dense. Now, these are the features of what? Meristematic tissue. Now, we now have different types of meristems. We have different types of meristems. They are the primary meristem. Now, this primary meristem is found in the apical region of stems and roots. Take note of that. Primary meristem is found in the apical region of what? Tips of stems and what? Roots. Take note of that. We now have what? Secondary meristem. The secondary meristem, together with the primary permanent tissue, Now, I said the primary meristem is found in the green region of what? The plant, such as the tips of the stems and what? Roots. Then I said secondary meristem. The cells of this meristem, together with the primary permanent meristem. Now, this primary permanent meristem is formed from the primary meristem. Alright, so this primary permanent meristem tissue is formed from what? The primary meristem. Now, the function of the secondary meristem is to enhance what? Secondary growth of what? The roots and what? Stems. Now, take note of that. Now, since the primary meristem is found in the apical region of what? Of some part of the plant, such as the stems and the roots, they enhance what? Vertical growth. This one enhances vertical growth of the plant, the primary meristem, and secondary meristem enhances what? Secondary growth of what? The plant. Secondary growth is also called what? Secondary thickening. Take note of that. Now, we now have different types of meristem based on the location of what? the meristem. We have different types of meristem based on what criterion? Location. Based on what criterion? Location. Now, we have the apical meristem based on the position of what? The meristem. Location. One, we have the apical meristem. Now, as the name implies, apical, like the tip. Now, this apical meristem is found in the tip of roots and what? Stems. It's made up of what? Roots and what? Stems. What they do? They enhance what? The vertical growth of what? Plant. The vertical growth of what? Plants. Now, this apical meristem is made up of specialized cells. Specialized cells. It has one, the dermatogene. Now, the dermatogene of the plant gives rise to what? The epidermis of the plants. The epidermis of the plants. And two, we have the periblem. The periblem gives rise to the cortex of the plants. And three, we have the pleroma. The pleroma gives rise to what? The cells of the vascular bundles. Alright, so please, the specialized cells found in the apical meristem are dermatogene, periblem, and what? Pleroma. They'll ask you which of the following is not a specialized cell possessed by the apical meristem. The following are there in case there's another foolish one. So dermatogene, periblem, and pleroma are specialized cells found in the apical meristem. Then about two types of meristem based on location. We have intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem. Don't forget, the apical meristem enhances what? Vertical growth of what? The roots and what? Stems. We now have number two, intercalary meristem. Now, this intercalary meristem, as it implies, between meristem, it is found in the node of what? Plants. It is found in the node of plants. What does it do? Meristem. It stimulates the growth of branches. The growth of what? Branches. Alright? You know it is from the node that branches emanates. Please, the work of the intercalary meristem is to stimulate what? The growth of what? Branches. Take note of that. The last type of meristem based on location is what? Lateral meristem. Lateral meristem. Now, this lateral meristem enhances what? The lateral growth of plants. Lateral growth. And it is this type of meristem that the cambium possesses. Cambium. It is this type of meristem that the cambium possesses. And you know that the cambium is responsible for the growth of tall trees. And again, this cambium is responsible for the increase in diameter, of stems and what? Roots. It increases what? The length of what? Stems and what? Roots. So these are the types of meristem based on what? Location of what? The meristem. So we have analyzed everything about the meristematic tissue. Everything about the meristematic tissue has been explained. Now the number two I told you before is what? Permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. Now what are the features? Just as the name implies, permanent, which means that they don't have cells that, hope is recorded. Okay, it's recorded, which means that they don't have cells that undergo cell division, okay? Their cells are differentiated. Permanent meristem. The features are one, differentiated what? Cells. They do not divide. That is, they do not undergo what? Mitosis or mitotic division. Now there are two types of permanent tissues. We have the simple tissue and we have the complex. We have there is different type of permanent meristem. We have the simple meristem and we have the complex meristem. Now the simple meristem is that type of meristem that is made up of one kind of cell. One kind of cell. Examples of simple meristem are, let me start with parenchyma. Parenchyma, parenchyma, and what? Sclerenchyma. So all of these are examples of what? Simple tissue, because they have just one kind of cell. Now number two, we now have what? Complex tissue. Complex tissue. Under this complex tissue, there are two types of complex tissues. We have one, the secretory cells, and two, we have the vascular bundles. Vascular bundles. Now, it is under these vascular bundles we have the xylem and what? Phloem. It is under this vascular bundle we have the xylem and what? Phloem. Now, since I've written everything out, the cells found in the permanent meristem or permanent tissue, permanent tissue. The cells found in the permanent tissue are differentiated. They do not undergo cell division. I said we have two types of permanent tissue. We have the simple and the complex. Under the simple, we have parenchyma, collenchyma, and what? Sclerenchyma. Then under the complex, we have secretory cells, and we have vascular bundles, where you have the xylem and the Take note of that. Now, what is now the function of these guys? The function of what? The parenchyma. Parenchyma. Now, parenchyma is made up of what? Living cells. It's made up of living cells. That is number one. Two, it's made up of what? Large vacuole. It's made up of what? Living cells and what? Large vacuole. It is found in the innermost layer of the leaf called what? The mesophyll layer. And you know that inside the mesophyll layer we have the palisade layer, the spongy layer, and the chloroplast. So it is the region where there is food production. Therefore, parenchyma is responsible for the manufacturing of food and what? Its storage. It is found in the mesophyll layer of the leaf, which is the innermost layer of what? The leaf. Not just that, it's also found in the cortex. There is the storage cells of the cortex. The mesophyll layer is also found. The parenchymal cell is also found there. It's also found in the pericycle. It's also found in the pericycle. So that is for that. So please, parenchymal cell manufacture and also stores what? Food. That is manufactured food. Take note of that. Then number two, this is all about parenchyma. It is made up of living cells. It has large vacuole. It is found in the innermost layer of the leaf called the mesophyll layer. It's also found in the cortex and what? The pericycle. Please take note of that. It is very important. Now the next one is the collenchyma. The collenchyma. Now what is the function of what? The collenchyma. The collenchyma cell is okay. How do I put it now? Now the walls of the collenchyma cells are thickened. They are thickened by three deposits, which are one, the pectin, cellulose, and what? Water. Which of the following is responsible for the thickened nature of what? The leaf of the collenchyma? It is pectin, cellulose, and what? Water. These are responsible for the thickness of what? The cells of what? The parenchyma. Now, what is the function of the collenchyma? Sorry. What is the function of the collenchyma? It provides mechanical what? supports and strength. Alright, it provides mechanical support and strength. Please, it is also basically associated with the parenchyma, So which of the following is associated with the parenchyma? It is not the collenchyma. And this collenchyma has cells that are flexible and they are molded. So these are the features of collenchyma. Please take note of this. Collenchyma are majorly found in dicot plants. Please, collenchyma cells are majorly found in dicot plants, but they are rarely found in monocot plants. Take note of that. They are majorly found in dicot plants, but they are hardly found in monocot plants. So that is all about the collenchyma. I said that the walls of the collenchyma are hardened by pectin, cellulose and water. Take note of that. The last one is the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma. What does the sclerenchyma do? What does the sclerenchyma do? Now, on a broad note, the sclerenchyma provides what? Flexibility and rigidity. It provides flexibility and what? Rigidity. Take note of that. Now, this sclerenchyma cell is made up of dead cells. Please take note of that. The cells found in the sclerenchyma are what? Dead. They are dead. And again, there are two cells in the sclerenchyma. There are two cells. One, we have the fibers. And two, we have the scleras. Now we have the fibers and we have the scleras. Now, the fibers are found in certain plants and it provides what? Rigidity. It makes the plant what? Rigid. Rigidity. It makes the plant what? Rigid. Example is water lily. Water lily is what? Nympha lotus. Alright, so please take note of that. It is very, very important. Now I said the fibers are found in certain plants and they make their leaves to be what? Rigid. Example is what? Water lily. Now we now have the scleras. Now the scleras is found in the shell of nuts, fruits. It's also found in what? Cherry. So please take note of that. Which means that in a nutshell, the function of the fibers is to provide what? Rigidity. Example is water lily, nympha lotus. Now this sclerenchyma is responsible for the hardness of the shell found in nuts and that of what? Fruits. Take note of that. They also found in flowers. Flowers. So everything about sclerenchyma has been explained. So please let us proceed to the other type of cell called what? Complex tissue. Now you know I said that under permanent tissue we have the simple tissue and we have the complex tissue. Everything about the simple tissue has been dealt with, the parenchyma, the collenchyma, and the sclerenchyma. Now the other one, which is the complex tissue, we have, just as I said before, we have the secretory cells, and we have what? The vascular bundles. Now the fact that they wrote secrete does not mean that they excrete substances. No. What they do, they store food molecules. Alright? And again they have a lot of nuclei. And they have thin wall. So these are the features of what? The secretory cells. What do? the store food what molecules, alright? Now the next one is what? Vascular bundles. Now I told you that the xylem and phloem make up what? The vascular bundles, the xylem and phloem. These are the two entities that make up the vascular bundles. Now the primary function of the xylem is to conduct dissolved mineral salts, salt and what? Water. If I don't use salt, I can use what? Nutrient. Like the primary function of the xylem is to conduct what? Mineral, nutrients and what? Water upward the plant. You know that the xylem is found in the soil, okay? Now, the primary function of the phloem is to translocate already manufactured food. Please, if I may ask, where is food manufactured in plant? Please, it is manufactured in the leaf or leaves. Alright, it is manufactured in the leaves. That is because that is where you have what? Photosynthetic what? Process. Now, beyond this function, it is divided into different parts. Now, the xylem is made up of dead and living cells. Dead and what? Living cells. The xylem comprises dead and what? Living cells. Now, the different cells that are found in the xylem are the tracheids, we have the vessels, we have fibers, we have sclerics, we have red cells, and see we have the parenchymal cells. So these are all found in the xylem. The tracheids, the vessels, the fibers, the sclerics, the red cells, parenchymal cells are all found in the xylem. Now, what do you understand by these things mentioned here, the cells found in the xylem? One, please, the shape of the tracheids. The tracheids are what? Spindle shaped. The tracheids are what? Spindle shaped, okay? They have the shape of what? A spindle, alright? Or spin, rather, spin, okay? Which one again? They assist in the conduction of what? Water. They assist in the conduction of what? Water. And their different cells are interconnected by what? Pits. Their different cells are interconnected or are joined together by what? Pits. Take note of that. So, please, tracheids, vessels, fibers, sclerics, tracheids, vessels, fibers, sclerics, and parenchymal cells are all called empty water conducting cells. Empty water conducting cell. Please take note of that. Alright? Please, I said tracheids, vessels, fibers, sclerics, and parenchymal cells are what? Empty water conducting what? Cells. They are empty water conducting cells. However, you know that the fibers, as treated before, the fibers and sclerics are associated with what? The sclerenchyma. And instead of conducting water, they provide what? Mechanical supports. They provide what? Mechanical function. Mechanical function. But others, they conduct what? Water. Take note of that. Now, please, you now have the parenchyma. Please. The xylem parenchyma is otherwise called what? Parenchyma. The xylem parenchyma is also called what? Wood parenchyma. And it is called what? Medullary. It is called medullary rays or medullary ray in the xylem tissue. Please, xylem parenchyma is otherwise called what? Wound parenchyma, and it is called what? Medullary ray in the xylem tissue, in the xylem as what? A type of tissue. Now, what do? They assist in what? Storage of what? Food molecules. So that is all about the xylem. And the next one is what? Phloem. Phloem. I said something about the phloem when I was explaining the both of them simultaneously. I said the function of the phloem is to carry manufactured food from the point of manufacturing to the point where it is what? Needed. Alright? So they are responsible for what? Movement of manufactured food. Movement of manufactured food. Manufactured food. Please take note of that. It is very, very important. Now, the phloem is made up of the following. It's made up of the sieve tube. It's made up of the sieve tube. So it's made up of the companion cell. It's made up of the sieve tube, the companion cell, and what? Parenchyma phloem. So these three tubes are found in the phloem. They are found in the phloem. The primary function of the phloem is to carry what? It will carry or move manufactured food from one part of the plant to what? Another. Now, it is made up of the sieve tube, companion cells, and what? Parenchyma phloem or parenchyma cells. Now, the work of the sieve tube, as it implies, tube. Now, this sieve tube, as soon as food is manufactured, it is the region where food molecules passes. It provides medium for the movement of what? Food molecules. That is all about what? The sieve tube. Now, the companion cell, take note of this. The companion cell is made up of what? Dense cytoplasm and distinct nucleus. Please take note of that. It is made up of dense cytoplasm and distinct what? Nucleus. Please take note. It is made of dense cytoplasm and what? Distinct nucleus. And secondly, it is structurally and functionally and what? Functionally in close association with the sieve tube. Alright? It is closely associated structurally and functionally to the what? Sieve tube. Please take notes. Now, the cytoplasm of the sieve tube are closely joined to the lining of plasmodesmata. Therefore, plasmodesmata are strands of what? Cytoplasm. They are the cytoplasmic strands that join the sieve tube to what? The companion cell. They join the sieve tube to the companion cell. Conclusively, companion cells are structurally and functionally in close association with what? The sieve tube. It has dense cytoplasm and what? A distinct nucleus. It will come out. If you don't see it, get your OMR sheet, tear it. If this question does not come out, you know what you do? Drop your pen like a madman or like a madwoman. Do that. Tear it, eat it and swallow it and leave the home. If it's computer, off it, load the computer. Nothing will happen. Nothing. It's just that you collect extra year. That is, it's not just collect extra 2 or 3 years. It's only 2 years or 3 years now. Just eat it, swallow it, masticate it, not defecate it, and you understand. So please take note of that. The last one is the parenchymal fluid. And of course, as name implies, they also assist in what? The storage of what? Food molecules. So at this point, we call it a day. In my next class, I'm going to be taking tissue system. I'm going to be taking what? Tissue system in my next video. Please endeavor to click the notification bell. Now there are three types of tissue system. Now we have the epidermal tissue, we have the ground tissue, and we have the vascular tissue. These are the three types of tissue system. In my next video, please hit the notification bell so that you don't miss, okay? Thanks for watching, and please endeavor to subscribe. Do have a wonderful day. I love you. Jesus love you all.